Happy Saturday, everyone. I just took a break from studying a test that I just know is not, it's an unwinnable test. And I took a break from sewing because I don't want to sew it all at once. I want to learn to just increment, do it in increments. I wanted to make that word more than it is, but so it's going great. I always love sewing. It's kind of like relaxes me. But if you want it to be more relaxing, you have to be okay taking it one step at a time. I used to in the past want to get through with everything, and if the needle gets jammed, it would just like frustrate me to no end. And sewing shouldn't frustrate you. To me, it's a kind of a peaceful thing. I kind of listen to lo-fi music as I'm doing it. But I just wanted to hop on here. So it's been a month where I switched to online teaching, and it's incredible some of the students I have, because I have students who are like really high achieving students. They're high learners. And those high learner students, I find it so admirable, not just the student themselves, but the parents' willingness to have me challenge them more. So for instance, I have an example of a student. He's a high learner. So what I mean by that is they might be maybe fifth grade, and sometimes they're performing tasks on a sixth, seventh grade, sometimes even eighth grade level. And so their parents are like, hey, please keep challenging them. So I had a student of mine, we were trying to figure out factoring and simplifying fractions. So either by factoring or greatest common factor. And it would frustrate him. It's the first time he's seen it. Keep in mind, this is a third, second grader, and he wants to master it. And the first time we saw it, it's just frustrating. And I allow my students, I'm that adult, I know what it was like to be silenced, and me questioning things became, oh, you're disrespectful. So me as an educator, my students question me. If I write something on the board, if they're like, but you said, we'll talk about it. I've never had a moment where I had an interaction with a student. I'm like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. Even if I'm right and they still have a question, I address it, and I give them that respect and space to know that it's okay to have questions, and it's okay to have questions for adult. They weren't being disrespectful. It was more of like, but I thought, so this frustrated him to no end. And we come back this week and we're doing the same thing. And then it's like, oh, I get it, Miss A. You showed me this. You showed me this. This makes sense now. And he's just whizzing through it, like just blowing my mind. And you can see the parents, the mom in the background kind of like getting things ready for their spring break. And what I loved is not only my interaction with that student, but also the respect and the trust and the faith his parent has in me to challenge his thinking and to let him, come with questions, let him be frustrated. And he gets frustrated in front of them with me, and of course it's video. And so I just love that. When I say I do not turn away challenging students, that not challenging in like their behavior, but like they want to challenge their thinking. They want you to challenge them, but with challenge, that also comes with them questioning you as an adult. And I love that whole like where, when a student gets new information and then they get to where they're kind of understanding, and then they fully grasp it, and they just look at you and they're like, you taught me this. And it's a great feeling. But anyway, I must return to studying to this test, and I'm just wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. Please, please, please find your joy, what brings you joy that you like to do that's creative. And yeah, go to my YouTube channel. If you like podcasts, I do podcasts. I share little pockets of my day where I'm either like showing my fashion or any educational thing that I found interesting. And the hope is to show people that it's okay to be uniquely yourself. You're going to find your tribe. It might take you longer. You're going to find an educational pathway that works for you and your students, and you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. So anyway, let me continue with my studying and watching Reacher, which is one of my favorite shows, and tune in for next Saturday for part 2 of sewing my vintage skirt. All right, bye.